speak love, everyone loves Lulu. See love, hear love, speak love, everyone loves Lulu.
What is up, beautiful? It is me, your girl, Miss Lulu. Another episode of Everyone Loves Lulu. See, hear, and speak love. And like every week, I have a special treat for you. This one might sting a little. Pun intended, absolutely. She is the CEO, founder of Glamtactics. She is a boss babe, gorgeous mom, and she is also an advocate for female self-awareness and also just independence and entrepreneurship. And I'm really excited to have her on here. Please welcome my girl, Stacy Malolo.
Yeah.
Hey! Stacy. I was like, Stacy's mom's got it going on.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Do you get that all the time?
All the time, because that came out when I was in high school, and so it's haunted me ever since. Everyone's like, Stacy, does your mom got it going on? I'm like, oh my gosh. And she really does. So.
Like, as a matter of fact, that song was about my mama.
Hi, Mom.
Mom, there's a song about you if you didn't know already. Well, okay, let's start from the beginning, shall we, love?
Yes.
From your ethnicity to where you were brought up and then what brought you here. So let's start there.
Okay, so I was born in Hawaii. My dad is from Western Samoa, and my mom is from Ohio.
So she's Caucasian?
Yes.
Okay.
You're probably wondering how a man from Samoa and a woman
from Ohio. Please,
Right,
what's that love story?
BYU Hawaii is where they met. Yeah, exactly. That's where they met. My dad was a dancer at PCC, Polynesian Cultural Center, and excuse me, my mom was
on vacation? No,
right? I know. I mean,
you're like, oh, I like that coconut climber right there.
Yeah, she worked there too, but I guess the story is they met in the game room and then, had me. I'm a BYU baby. I don't know if that's something to brag about because I'm pretty sure my mom got in trouble for that, but,
Oh, that's great, though.
Good. Yeah, from there we went back to Ohio, where
your mom's family is?
Yeah, my mom's family is. I was raised majority by my grandparents while my mom went to school and dad was working. And then we had moved to Arizona in 1994, which I was there all the way up until, I think, 4 or 5 years ago when I moved here to kind of just be with my family.
Girl, say it with your man, okay?
Yeah, I was getting there. So after we had our first son, I had just transferred for work, and when I got that call to transfer, it was just kind of like, okay,
this is happening.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Like, let's try the family thing out.
Oh, that's so
it's worked.
beautiful.
We're still.
I mean,
we're good.
Right. I mean, you have a second
yes,
son
we have
now.
a second. I had him in the car. His dad actually delivered him.
That is what?
So,
no way.
yeah.
Okay, that wasn't in the pre-interview.
Yeah,
that's
so
incredible.
special.
Okay, you gotta back up. Tell me about that.
Okay, so
were you full term?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the plan was to have a water birth at a birthing center. And when I started having contractions, it was a few days earlier than planned. I started having contractions.
And this is for number 2.
Yes,
okay.
number 2. And I called the midwife. I told her what was going on, and she was just like, okay, well, I'm about 45 minutes away with another mom, but I'll call the backup midwife. And I'm like, okay, cool. So this whole time we're at home, I'm just thinking like maybe the midwife had made her way to Long Beach. So as the night progresses and the contractions are getting stronger and longer and harder.
Right. But this is number 2 now, so it's usually a little
it happens
quicker, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Because your body's like, I remember this.
Oh my
gosh.
This. I've heard stories of how number 2 is faster, and it's so true. So I had called the midwife, and I was like, it's time. And she was like, oh my, well, I'm not over there.
And so is the backup.
Yeah, and neither was the backup. The backup was, she was about 15 minutes farther than the first midwife. So when I called her, it was just like, shit, we just got to do what we can here at home and hold on. So like...
but you were supposed to be at a birth center, though.
Yes,
okay, the one in Long Beach?
Yes.
Okay.
So Pongo, he's like, he's really holding me down this whole time.
Oh, best birthing coach ever.
He was. He's so calm and I'm so dramatic. So to have him there was really so helpful.
Exactly
and
what you needed.
Yeah, it really
to kind of keep
was.
you focused.
And it was really like a good moment for us
Yeah.
in general, just to like,
see
be
what-
stronger.
right.
All that
Be closer.
lovey shit. I know. So yeah, we were getting ready to leave, and as we were leaving, my water broke, and my water didn't break with my first, so I didn't experience that. So when this happened, it was Pongo ran out the door. He's like, "Let's go now." So we get in the car, and he drives really aggressive, but I trust his driving. And
What's the license plate? So when he's weaving in and out, I'll remember.
Weaving in and out down Cherry in Long Beach. It was early in the morning, and he was going on the other side of the road.
I love
towards
it.
oncoming
Oh
traffic.
my
He was
God.
honking. He was running red lights, and I'm just like in the car. I couldn't sit
Trying
down.
to bear down.
There was so much pressure down there that I couldn't sit down. So I'm holding on to.
Girl, this is
the
bringing me
thing.
PTSD of having my own kids.
I'm just
Okay.
like, I'm like in the car holding myself up, and this time I had sweats on because when I was at home I just had on an EA.
Right.
But I put on sweats just to go to the place, and
And then you're like,
yeah,
take
we're
these
going,
off.
and I just feel this massive amount of pressure, and then
you
I
wanna bear
don't
down now.
feel but then I don't feel anything, and then I'm like terrified because I thought that maybe something bad happened. Like I
To
don't
the
feel the
baby,
baby moving
right.
at all, and it just felt like there was a bowling ball hanging, like dangling in my sweat.
Oh my God.
Yo, it was
Baby crowned and the
crazy.
head was out? Are you shitting me? Oh my
so
God.
then he pulls up on the curb of the birth center, and he comes around, he swings the door open, and he like pulls my leg open. He just goes, "Oh shit, he's out." And I'm like, "What?" And then I just hear like a splash onto the ground. Yes. Then I'm freaking out because I think
Like, is that the baby?
went on the ground. And I'm like, "Did the baby fall?" And he's like, "No, he's right here." And I look down, and he's literally in Pongo's arms.
Oh my
and I'm
God,
just
I
like, it was wild. And like those last few seconds I got like, because I don't know if it's like a millennial thing or what, but I grabbed my phone and I literally like videoed the last few seconds of like baby in his arms, and the nurses running out. They had nothing. They had no blankets or anything. So they told Pongo to take his shirt off. So he took his shirt off, wrapped the baby in. They put him on me right away. And and he's been wild ever since, our youngest. Yeah, he's crazy.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Hey, way to go, Mama. And Papa, man. So Pongo is here with us. I should have gotten him on the interview as well. So tell me, what does it feel like to be a midwife?
Okay.
A
We don't need a
mid-husband?
doctor for this. We can do this ourselves. All right?
Dude, that is a trip.
it was
At least you were
really
in the
special.
on the curb.
Oh,
thanks to
yeah.
his driving.
Yeah. I mean, the aftercare was really great. So
Yeah. But isn't
thanks
it
for that.
right? But isn't the aftercare only like less than a day or something?
Girl, we
or-
left. We were only there for 6 hours.
Yeah,
and went home.
exactly.
Mhm. So yeah.
So you're going.
Thanks for that bill.
Like I delivered my own baby, and it was my my dude's shirt. Like, come on now, what did you do exactly? Okay, so that's pretty cool. Was not expecting that, and I can't wait for your children to hear that story. I mean, I know that your 6-year-old probably has heard it, but
Yeah.
your 2-year-old, oh man, and to hear that he is very much energetic still.
Oh, yes.
And having boys to boot. I mean, I have my boy, and both of my babies my first one was at a birthing center, and I'm pretty
really?
sure that it was at the same one in Long Beach.
Oh wow.
And I was in labor for 44 hours. Yeah, I think I died, came back to life, and then died again.
Were you there the whole time, or were you at home?
I was home for half of it, and then it started because it was more than 24 hours now, and so they were worried.
Right.
They're like, okay, you're having contractions and you're dilated, but he was sitting so high, and we didn't know the sex or anything, so we we waited for both of them to find out like when they were born.
Wow.
And when we got there, just first off, I was 42 and a half weeks pregnant. Wow. So they just were too comfortable.
Yeah,
And they
for
didn't
sure.
want to
Like,
come
"You wanna
out.
come out?" I know.
They had to break my water. So I was the same with
Okay.
you for my first one. They had to break my water, and then it just took forever.
Wow.
And so then they got really nervous because then it was over 24 hours of my water being broken, and then they were worried about infection.
Yeah.
So then they had to transfer me to Long Beach Memorial.
Okay.
And then it was the craziest thing because, it was all natural. And so I was still doing the all natural birth over there while they were threatening to C-section me, right? Because that's what they're wanting to do. They're like, cut her open. The baby's going to die. And I'm like, oh my God, no, please. I was like, I got this. I swear I was like upside down because his heart rate was going up because they had to give me Pitocin.
Yes.
Which was...
But you probably didn't want.
Well, but it was horrendous because your contractions naturally suck balls. But then when you're getting induced on top of it, right? Like Pitocin and with no painkillers, you feel you're not getting a breath in between. So you're just like contracting the whole time, losing your shit, right?
You're a G.
Oh, girl, all mamas are G's.
You
However
are,
way you give birth.
No lie. That is so
superheroes.
true.
Seriously. I don't care what anybody says.
I'm with you on that.
But then, Long Beach Memorial is a teaching hospital. So,
okay.
So all like the students, and I swear it was like the cast of ER or some shit, like all these fine ass people coming in as my mom's just butt naked, looking all sorts of hot mess, and I'm just like trying to push. I'm like, and my husband was on tour for Megan Trainor during the time, so he was there for half of my labor, and then he had to go do the show all the way in Florida. Wow. He made it all the way to Florida and finished the show and FaceTimed me as I was like pushing.
Oh my gosh. What a story.
It was great. Yeah, and it was hilarious too because he's over there going, he's an athlete, like a sports guy.
Okay.
We both are. And so he's like giving me the coaching, like, fourth quarter, babe, you got this. It's like, oh, you're on the 80-yard line. I'm like, are you shitting me right now? I was just wanting to throw something at it, I'd like to.
Yes.
I'm like, shut the hell up. If I could breathe right now and speak, you'd be getting it.
That's so funny. What about your second?
Oh, well, my second actually, I went to the hospital because I was like, I didn't want to do, I was like, okay, I can give birth naturally at the hospital. And so I wasn't hooked up to anything. And it was just me and my husband. And she was a little bit sooner. It was like 30 hours of labor. Mm-hmm. Damn it. Because they told me it was going to be a lot faster. They're only a year and a half apart.
Lies.
So, lie to me. And she was 41 and a half weeks. Okay. So it was only a week sooner. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I just was pregnant way too damn long. But yeah, she came out, she was almost 10 pounds. Wow. So I was squatting on the floor at the hospital in Long Beach Memorial. And again, because it's a teaching hospital, they were just like, they hardly ever see an all natural birth and unmedicated birth. So that's why they were bringing in the students like, oh, you can experience this. I'm like, no.
Right? Okay.
I don't want the whole world here. What's your name again? Whose arm is inside of me?
Like doctor. I don't.
But yeah, it was, I wouldn't change it. But then I was telling my mom about how, like, oh, Mom, since you had all of us all natural, I wanted to at least do my part in trying. And then she goes, are you dumb? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I had to do it on us because I didn't have an option, because we were born in Samoa. It's like, they didn't give us drugs. Why didn't you take the drugs? I'm like,
you tell me that now.
Fuck, I'm an idiot. Thanks, Mom. You should have told me before.
That's so funny. My mom was the cheerleader for me at birth. And I was just like, she's like, you got this, girl. And I'm like, shut up. It was actually Pongo who was, and he's an athlete as well. He was like so super calm, collected, just like he was the only voice that you could hear. He was just so calm. Like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, okay. Mom, bye.
Mom, you're messing up our chi right now.
That is so
our
funny.
meditating birth right now is not working. Your aura is way too much. I get it. But, I can't even imagine, seeing my own child give birth and what that would be like. It's like, are you thinking about having more? Well, that's not a no right away. So that's
okay. That's the thing. Because we always, people ask us this all the time, and like we say no, but we're not doing anything to prevent. So
they're like, surprise, another parking lot birth coming our way.
I know. Yeah, I'm still traumatized from that. I'm still healing from that. Okay?
Right. Oh, yes, baby's only 2 years old. That's way too fresh. Way too fresh. You haven't forgotten it yet.
No, not at all. I don't think I ever will.
Man. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, let's move into Glamtactics and how that all began. Okay, shall we?
Yes. So what it was, my job, I have a full-time job. I say full-time, but I don't really work full-time. It's really flexible.
Well, your full-time job is being a mom.
Yeah,
period.
well, yes, you're right.
Right.
That's first, always, yes.
Because that's definitely, there's no time off,
Oh,
7 days a
girl.
week, 12 months.
No lie. I always say a mom's day off is never a day off.
No, it isn't. And they're still bugging you. And while you're sleeping, they're in between your legs,
my
kicking you in the
gosh.
face.
Girl,
Oh, guys have it so easy.
I know. I can't
Okay.
even- yeah.
So you take, which is really great that your job affords you to be able to take the time off to be with your babies.
Yes, so I take time off. Just kind of hold down the fort and the kids. And I wanted to, I was thinking of ways to bring in some financial help on my end.
Right.
Pongo, he has a really good job. It's not like he needed my help. It was just more so me wanting to do my part for our family.
Right. And if you
bringing
wanted
something
some
in,
extra treats for yourself.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's still I can't, it's not so successful to where I can quit my job and just tend to Glamtactics.
Right.
It's still really growing. I'm not going to say small. It's still growing.
Well, it just started
Yes.
in the end of 2020.
Yes, October, November-ish.
So it's still brand new.
Brand
little
new,
baby, still
yes,
trying
still
to
nurturing it.
Right, still breastfeeding.
Yes. But yeah, there was a few ideas I had, like doing makeup or painting banners. I had painted my son's banner for his birthday, and I was like, oh, I could do this. And then I had made his birthday cake, so I was like, maybe I can make cakes. So there were just all kinds of things. And then I love birth work, as we were talking about births. I wanted to be like a doula or a midwife, but I just don't want to go to nursing school. So
Yeah. Hey, you got to know yourself.
scratch that. Yeah, I'm that's not for me. So I
And
just
you
scratched it
pretty
out.
much already did it, so.
I know, right?
Hey, I'll trust you when if I decide to ever have kids
I got
again.
you, girl. I got you. And so my mom, she had actually sent me a Instagram page and she was just like, pick something out. I want you to have these. You need these when you're out by yourself or with the kids. And I was like, all right. So I go to the page, which was Goddess Works. Hi, Imani.
Yay! I love that. Goddess Works.
Yes, Goddess Works. And I picked out some things. And then I started following her page. And then that next morning, she had posted a wholesale program, which is where you pretty much join her team for a X amount of money, and you
Become a part.
become a part of her team to sell these items.
And what are these items? We haven't really talked about. So
Sorry.
Glamtactics.
Glamtactics is stun guns, pepper sprays, self-defense keychains.
And just self-defense, kind of
yeah.
that go on, that are pretty handy, right? That you can just take with you.
That you can just take with you on keychains. And there were so many name ideas that I had. The first one that came to mind was Pretty and Protected or Pretty Protected. And when I first thought of that, I was like, "Ooh, girl, that's a tight name." Pretty Protected. Oh, that's it. That you got that.
I like that too.
So I go to Instagram. My first thought was to go and see if it's
somebody
something else. Yeah.
Right.
And I go to Instagram, I put in Pretty Protected, and there are at least 10 pages with Pretty Protected or Pretty and Protected or Protected Pretty, Pretty Defense. There were so many.
Okay.
And so every name that I had thought of was taken. I went to websites just to make sure that nothing was being used. Mm-hmm. And then I finally, I was like, okay, I thought about fantastic or glamorous. What could I do?
Yeah.
And then somewhere in between that, glam, I thought Glamtastic, but then I was tactic, tactical tools. Then that's how Glamtactics was born. And I just, it's short, it's simple.
Yeah, and it's completely marketable.
Yeah, so I was like, Glamtactics. And I didn't really like it at first, but I love it now. It's totally grown on the brand, and
it's completely brandable. It's so cool. And I mean, just the fact that it starts with glam in it. Well, when I first kind of looked at it real quick, because it kind of is out during the same time as Glamnetics. The magnet.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and so I was like, Wait, is it a? Oh no, it's Glamtactics. So I'm like,
yeah.
okay, I see
Yes,
you.
and then
So while my lashes are getting did, I'm gonna go over there
Okay.
and get tactical on somebody.
exactly. And then because there are, I mean, on Instagram, there are so many other similar businesses, which is fine. Honestly, there's room for everyone to make money. There is so much money to be made.
Absolutely.
Anybody can get in anywhere, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I thought to do to set myself apart was to add the custom vinyl of like Samoan, Polynesian tribal designs.
Yes, which I absolutely love.
I had originally done them on the stun guns, and I didn't like it because it would lift off. And I didn't want to sell something. Like, I didn't want to just slap it on there and like sell it to people, and then it would come off, and people be like,
Oh, that
hell
glance.
no. Yeah. So I stopped doing it on there for now.
While
I
you figure out more
yes,
about, okay.
I still do them on the flashlights because they stick better on there. But I do have other ideas that are costly. So
Yeah,
that's
like
gonna come with time. Yeah, I know what I want to do.
when you're
I
making
just,
a gazillion dollars on it, and then it'll just pay for itself.
exactly, yeah.
Yes, girl.
So, but I definitely my
Speak it
whole
into
goal
existence.
exactly right. My whole goal is to keep Polynesian design in the brand.
Yeah, and that's
somehow
a part of you.
Yes.
Let's let's see all of the items there. So this is the flashlight you're talking about, right?
Flashlight.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're gonna turn it on down here, and then we're gonna switch it up. So it really is a functioning flashlight.
And it's
I don't
really
know.
cool.
And then you flip it up
Put
again.
it right into Anthony's eyes
Okay.
right there.
And then you flip it up again, and it's
Oh my God.
yes.
I still like jump every time I hear that.
Yeah, it
That's
took
so
me a
crazy.
while. I would be like, oh shit.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. Okay, so
Yes.
the reason I got to know you was because my amazing husband, for my birthday, got me this incredible gift of Glamtactics. And I mean, he was so good at hiding it. I had no idea. He's usually a terrible gift giver. I love you. I love you so much. You have your strengths, but gift giving is definitely my strength. So this was a pleasant surprise.
It's funny you say that because he actually did ask me to put it in like a box that wasn't
Oh, like no.
like discreet. Yeah.
Okay.
Because when I send out my packages, I send them in like these holographic, sparkly envelopes. And I told him that, and he was like, "Oh no, can you like just put it in a box so she won't suspect anything?" I got you. So I like put it in like a reused Amazon box.
Yeah, it was awesome. It surprised me. I was completely fascinated, and I was over there jumping up and down trying to figure out how to use it. And I'm like, "Can you be my test?" And he said, "Absolutely not." And I'm like, "Darn it! Okay, now I've got to go to some unsuspecting criminal who's trying to come, like And then it's 6 feet apart, right? For the pandemic, I'm all like,
Well, that'll keep them 6 feet apart for sure.
for sure. Holy cow! Okay, so you turn on the bottom.
Yeah, so it's turned on already.
Okay, and then you just press. Oh, that's so good. So what could this actually stop? Like a full-grown person? How long should you actually be stun gunning someone without killing them?
Okay, you can hold it onto a person for like 1 to 3 seconds.
Okay. Wow.
Yes.
So pretty quick.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. Honestly, the sound alone scares people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one not even being accosted by it. Okay.
Yeah, the sound alone scares people. You just need to hold it to them. If you
Is there
need
a
to get that
certain
close-
area that you need to?
Yeah,
put it
I
on?
mean,
Big
like,
mass?
this area. I'm like this area right
side?
here,
Okay.
the neck,
Oh, for real?
yeah, just sensitive spots.
Dang.
Honestly.
So if it's a female, I'm like just on the boob. I'm like,
Okay.
like,
might
here you
like
go. True that. Okay. If your nipples start sparking, call the show, please. We want to know about it. Oh, wow. I've gotten so many ideas now.
Okay.
Okay, so just like on the sides or
Yes.
would your stomach, would that actually
It
do
would,
something?
yeah, it would. I mean, yeah, I think the most sensitive spots are like neck,
neck.
shoulder. But then, to make that happen, you'd have to be extremely close to that person.
And which you don't want to be to begin
Right,
with.
which freaks people out as well. And so that's why I also encourage taking like self-defense courses to become familiar with fear and comfortable with it to where you're not afraid in a situation like that, you're able to
React.
Yes.
I think that's a lot of what we don't realize is we're never put into a really dangerous situation where you're scared shitless out of
Yes.
your mind. So where, because I know a lot of people would freeze.
Oh, yeah,
and they don't react.
exactly.
They're just like, oh my God, I can't
Exactly.
do anything.
Yes, you are so right. There is this guy. He is a martial arts self-defense like expert, and I've been following him for some time, and he says how sudden violence is psychological before it's physical.
So you've already
you're
fucked
already
yourself over in your
yes.
mind so many different
Yes.
ways.
And that's why you freeze when it
Yeah.
comes time. So it's like you could be walking around with these things,
still
feeling
not.
a kind of way, but if somebody comes at you from the side or from
Blindsides you,
behind and you're not ready for it, what are you going to do? And that's why I also encourage, this is my business. I sell these things, but I'm not going to say rely solely on these.
Right.
I totally encourage self-education when it comes to self-defense and self-awareness, because we don't take action until something already happens.
Right. So we need to actually learn prevention,
Yes,
right?
for sure.
So that we don't really ever have to use it. But if
Yes.
it ever comes up,
Yes.
at least we're prepared, or somewhat.
Because that's another thing. It's like, if you think about it, say like a 250-pound man gets you on your back. How are you going to get out of that?
Yeah,
It's scary
exactly.
to think about stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you don't know, I mean, just a man in general, they don't even have to be 250
Right.
pounds. It's like when I hear this thing about, oh, women are stronger than, I was like, okay, first off, physically, biologically, I don't care if it's a teenage boy, they are built to
Yes.
be stronger than us, no matter how physically fit we are, and we might be able to fight off a little more, but just men are physically stronger than
Yes.
women, and so they can put us in that precarious position and situation. And what do we do?
Right. There's been plenty of times where I've been at a gas station and like a man comes from around the other side of the gas pump asking for a change, or like I'm in a parking lot putting my kids in the car seat and there's a man behind me asking to clean my windows, just stuff like that.
And it doesn't have to be just a man either, right?
Oh, no, there's women
predators
too.
come
Oh, yes.
in all shapes
Yes.
and sizes
They
and
work
genders.
together. Yes, for sure.
Okay, so I love that you're not only selling these, but you're also promoting self-education and
Absolutely.
self-awareness
Yes.
to, hey, this is how you use these as well. It's a tool and not to rely on it solely. Okay, what else do we have? I just love all the decorative. I
We
mean,
have
super
pepper
cute.
spray. Okay, so we have
yeah.
our little bling pepper spray.
How easy is that to use though?
Super easy. So this little twist top right here.
Okay.
See how it's turned? You're not seeing the little spray.
Right.
You just flip it like that and then
And then
just-
press down.
Yeah. Press
Yeah.
down.
Dave, can you come over? Let me
Okay,
just show R&D. Let's
See how good
Joseph.
it really works. It
I know-
actually works that far too, 10 to 12 feet.
say,
So we're good.
Joe, when he smiles, you already can't see his eyes. So I bet you if we try to do the pepper spray on you, huh, Joe? Poor guy. All my victims without a microphone. So great.
You know what's crazy is another thing is that when it comes to self protection, there are people who are not affected by these things. If they're on drugs, if they are drunk.
That is good to know.
Yes. Like they're so
usually
out of
spraying
it.
the shit and they're just looking at you like,
they could
more.
be they could be so out of it that you can do it and they'll still come after
at you.
or it'll make them more upset.
Okay, so
Yes.
would that be your first line of defense? Because I know that was more common is the pepper spray, right?
For a while I said no. But I recently saw a video that happened, I think it was in Gardena, of a woman who was at a gas station and a man, he pulled up right in front of her and he just got out of his car and he walked around to her and her back was to him. She was on her phone, which is another thing. Being on your phone and
being distracted.
And parking lots and gas stations is like the number 1 and 2 spots where women are most attacked, and parking garages. So this man, he comes from behind her and he just like punches her and starts beating her, and it is wild. And it happened a couple weeks ago in Gardena. And when I saw that, I thought to myself, like, if that was me and I saw him coming, I probably would have pepper sprayed him
Right.
first.
Right, because
To
at
buy
least it
myself
gives you some
time,
distance.
yes, to get away. So,
But then if you don't see them, like how do you
yeah,
gosh.
that video really shook me up. It really had me thinking what else
What else could you
have
do?
done. Yeah, because people
And they're
around
doing
her
it in
weren't really doing it. They
broad
weren't-
daylight?
Yeah.
What the- Wait, and there was other
there
people witnessing it?
No one stopped it, and then at the end, he just gets up and he walks back to his car. It was crazy. I'm gonna have to repost it because it was.
I wonder
really
if he knew
disturbing.
her. Like, what the hell?
There was because I read the comments. What people were saying about it, and
Because there's no. I mean, I feel like
I don't think that he knew her. From what I read, he had did it to another woman at a stoplight. There was a woman at a stoplight with her car window down, and he just like punched her through the window, like crazy shit. But they ended
People
up
are
getting
nuts.
him. Yeah, they really are nuts.
Well, I mean, it was on camera.
Yeah.
Right, and lights everywhere. People
Yes.
are coming by. Bold.
yeah, it
People
really
just don't
is.
give a fuck these days.
They don't, and that's why we gotta
gotta
protect
be-
ourselves.
Yes.
You gotta do what you gotta do. So
Okay, so pepper spray, and it can go pretty far. You said,
yeah, it's like
up-
10 to 12 feet.
Damn, that's really good.
Yes.
Okay, and that's really great because a lot of the time you don't want to go toe to toe with anybody.
No.
You don't want to stick around.
No.
You want
wanna
to
get away, yeah.
Yes. So whatever you can do to distract them or put them, like, give you a few seconds just to
Exactly.
run.
Exactly.
Okay.
What, you
Don't
just
be a
need-
hero.
okay?
Or try
No,
to
for real. You
try
just need
out
that
your new
window.
karate class that
Okay,
you
no.
just did.
I told you, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to roundhouse kick to the face.
Right? It was like, what is
I can't
it?
do. I can even do a split. Okay. So
Like the Karate Kid, the freaking
Yeah.
crane bird.
I'm not gonna be able to do all that.
Wax
But
on,
I'll be
wax
able
off.
to pepper spray your ass. Okay. And then run the fuck away.
Right, exactly. Okay, that's what we recommend. Okay, don't be trying to do some Karate Kid moves and get your
No.
ass kicked.
Okay.
Like, just run away. Okay, run away. It is not shameful to run away. Joe and R&D, though, on the other hand, they better stick around and fight. I swear to God. Okay, so what else do we have on this awesome
Okay,
keychain? Dude,
next.
it's like, look at this thing. Nobody would want to fuck with me if I roll up with this keychain. Which I have, by the way, in red. You're welcome. Okay, let's
Okay.
see.
So next, I mean, just a basic hand sanitizer. I put that on just because.
Good germs.
Yeah. And actually, I didn't have this originally. People started asking for it, so I was.
Well, I
like,
mean, the
okay,
pandemic,
let's do it. Yeah.
and it became a rarity, like
Yeah.
very, very requested for sure.
Yes, so I add that on there as well. And then these two little.
Which are so cool. Look
Okay.
at, everybody think it's a phallic symbol, though. They think they're sex toys.
I can't tell you how many
At
people. are like,
first,
is that a? I'm like, what do you do?
I know. I'm all, first off, that's sharp as hell. Where did you want to
Okay.
insert that, first of all?
Hey, some people. Like that
Okay,
kind of
you're
stuff.
right. Hey, no judgment. Just post a how-to video so I
Okay.
can maybe try it out when I'm feeling freaky.
Matza.
Okay, babe.
Okay, so this one is a Kubaton. I call it a glass breaker. And then this one is, I call it a cat.
I know it's so.
I call it a decorative keychain. The reason that I kind of rename both of these is because they're not exactly allowed.
Oh, they're illegal. Oh
in
my
the
gosh.
state that we live in.
We might need to fuzz this out real quick. It's not on here, guys.
Yeah, but these are so simple and
Why are they illegal?
Because
So a stun gun is
no.
legal? Oh,
a stun gun is legal in
California? Okay.
There are I want to say that they're illegal in Hawaii and Rhode Island.
only 2 states?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's if it's not Rhode Island, then Rhode Island is restricted. There are about 4 states that are restricted, or you have to have a permit.
Oh, okay, to actually carry
Yes.
them.
But California actually has really strict laws when it
About
comes
weapons,
to,
period.
Yes, about weapons,
Okay.
because I have access to, people ask for knives and switchblades, butterfly knives, and like the little secretive comb knives.
Yes.
Cannot have those here. At all.
Darn.
Yeah. You can't have any knives that are disguised, and you can't have knives that are 2-inch blade or more.
Okay, so the kitchen knife I have in my car
Okay.
is not allowed. No, I probably should
I mean,
be
I could do
careful.
some back alley selling if that's what y'all want. Let me know, okay?
With some cool Polynesian designs
Okay.
on it. Okay,
But
so
yeah.
glass breaker. So that's mainly used to break glass. I saw your instructional, which was really cool.
And I have personally never tried breaking glass with it. I'm going to have to try that because I'm curious myself if this would really get me out of a car.
Right. Like you're thinking about if you fall into water,
Yes,
your car goes
that's exactly
into.
what I think.
That's all I think about.
But, I also heard that you can remove the head seat of your chair.
Oh, and use
yes.
See,
and use
look at
that. Yes.
I was today's years old when I be learning things. That's okay. That makes sense. But if you have that nice and handy as well,
yes,
try
so
it.
Yes, try that. But also, this will do some damage to a person.
Yeah, anywhere on your body.
Yes, anywhere. And I do have a tutorial that was
an instructor,
shared.
right? Was
Yes,
a police officer?
Yes, that I think it was posted on TikTok, which I don't have, but somebody sent it to me, and I reposted
and
it.
that's where I saw it. Was on your page, and it was so informative, especially since I already have it,
Right.
and I needed to know how the hell to
all you
use
gotta do
it.
is just hold this thing and like you put this into
Stabby,
somebody.
stabby.
Yeah,
I'm
anywhere. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, mine is called Stabby.
Okay, it's stabby. I like that you
Put a
named
name, I'm
it.
like, this is my Stabby.
Yes. I love these. I sell out of these all the time.
What are they?
These are actually
Knuckles.
And knuckles are a no-go, period. in
Yeah,
our
like
state.
any type of,
Yes.
right? Okay.
So
then we call that decorative keychain.
Yes, decorative keychain. I mean, I know that I'm putting myself out there.
Hey.
I know that I'm breaking some rules, but I'm helping so many women, and I will take that. So,
all
like,
day, every day.
yeah.
Okay. At least it's just a kitty cat.
It's just a kitty cat.
It's just an
right?
innocent
I
little
know.
kitty cat. Don't meet at the ears though.
And I make sure to say never travel with these in your carry-on bag. Never put them in your carry-on bag.
So
ever,
I
ever.
always have it in my purse, right? My whole keychain. And I was going on the plane, and luckily I was just about to check in my bag, and then I was getting my ID out, and I realized all my weapons were in the. And so I'm like, just talking to the agent, putting them all. And then I was even nervous that they would confiscate it in my check-in bag. But luckily, that was the first thing I checked when I got to my destination. It's like, yay, I have Stabby and my little stun gun.
So that's another thing. I'm glad you bring that up because it's interesting. It's kind of confusing because TSA guidelines, you can check these and check luggage. However, airline policies say no. So you know how when you go to check in and they ask, do you have any flammable
batteries?
whatever?
Yeah.
If you disclose that you have those things, they'll probably not let you. But if you leave it and TSA allows it. So I guess it's just up to you to make that decision.
Okay. Or if your bag is the random one they search and you're like, well, damn.
Yeah.
You're shit out of luck, you know?
Let me know. I'll hook you back up.
Okay, perfect.
I got you. I'm going to help my peoples out, yeah.
And so you have this in blue, all glammed out.
I do have blue. I have red, which is what you have.
Yeah, mine was custom, so that was really cool. So thanks to my husband for totally harassing Stacy for however long it took. Like, can you do this? Can you put that on there? Can you make that? Which I really appreciate because I absolutely.
I thought it was so sweet.
I love it. I don't know how he's gonna top that gift now. He's totally set himself up for failure. I'll just when he gives me maybe a not so great gift, I'll just think back on this. It's for life now. I mean, he's never gonna live it down. I love it. It's so great.
Yes, and then the other set, same things on the keychain, but it's a different style of stun gun. So this one I love because it comes with a wristlet and a little key. And
so that's like a safety.
Yes, okay. That's like what would you call like a disengaged thing? I don't know.
Okay,
I just call it like a wristlet key.
Right, like in the gun how they have the safety on. So it's kind of like that.
So this will only work if the key is in. So I just took it out.
And so when you try to press it,
work. Yeah,
no fun there.
The point of that is, say you're walking around with it on your wrist and you get into something with somebody and they take it from you. It's not going to work if they try to use it on you. Yes.
Oh, smart.
Because there are, that's another reason. It's interesting. A lot of self-defense coaches advise against stun guns.
Yeah, because then you end up getting stunned yourself.
For that reason. So that's why when I had access to these style, I was like, I'm getting those because I think they're the best kind.
Yeah.
And
And I love how it's more in the palm of your hand. I mean,
Yeah.
I absolutely love the light, though.
Yeah.
It's so
Everyone loves the light.
unassuming.
Yes, I love it too.
And it totally has so
Guys
many
even
different
love.
uses.
I've had guys buy like black and gray. And
Right.
blue, yeah.
And the thing, though, is that it's like so handy as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can use it as a stabby little tool
For
as
sure.
well.
I do have not this
Punch.
one, but I do have ones that have like
Like the little
pointy,
spikes?
yes,
Whoa.
on the end. So,
But just having something really strong where you can actually reinforce your punch
Yeah.
as well if you need
Yes,
it,
for sure.
if it ever gets to that, which I hope it never does for you.
Right.
Okay.
That's the thing. It's like, yes, I sell these, but it's kind of more so. I hope you never have to use them. But it's
Totally.
better to have it. But I
Than
hope you never
not
have
to.
use
Right,
yes.
right. Okay.
So
I
yeah,
know.
so this one, yeah, I mean this one, that one's pretty strong.
Whoa, that one's more high pitched. Holy cow.
So something interesting about stun guns, because I get a few people that ask me about like, oh, which one's the higher voltage?
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
When it comes to voltage watts and stuff. So stun guns are not, what is it? I don't know. I don't know if I want to say FDA. It's not FDA. What's the safety like administration?
Those guys.
Those guys. It's not
So it's
approved.
approved. Okay.
They're not approved. So what that means is that the manufacturers can put any wattage on their
Dang,
stun
so
guns.
you can either
Yeah.
put down a bull
Yeah,
or
they can put like 250,000 voltage watts, and
Dang.
someone will read that and be like, "Oh, dang, I want that one," but
the lower voltage one will be just as effective.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just depends. Like, I do have smaller ones that are a smaller shock. So
Right.
and a lot of moms get those for their daughters.
Okay.
So
Got it.
yeah.
Yeah, with how sassy my 3-year-old is, I don't know if I want her
She
even
might be like,
near.
"What, Mom?"
I know she will stun me in my sleep. Don't play. She will. I swear to God, I sleep with one eye open with that little girl around. Okay, but you also brought me. May I open this
Yeah,
here?
of course.
For all future guests, please come bearing gifts. No. Your interview will be so much better. I promise. Okay, I love this wrap on top of it, and so you did this yourself?
No, the guy at the store.
Oh,
wrapped it, yeah.
I'm like, dang, you
I
do
was,
it all.
Yeah, no, I was just getting stuff, and he was like, "Oh, do you want us to wrap it for you?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Ooh, okay.
Just a
So
little
tell me
self-care.
about. Ooh, don't look at me, fresh face.
Okay. Yeah, so this place is called Lush. I mean, it's just at the mall. I just went and got
I
it at the
feel like you're
mall.
trying to tell me something, Stace.
No, you know what? It's so funny.
Your potty breaks be looking real tired, girl.
You can use a face mask while you're sitting on
I
it.
love it. It'll be time well spent. Ooh, beauty sleep. I need this all over my body.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
Maybe
girl,
all
put it
over-
wherever you want.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect. Okay, beauty. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay. Oh, look how pretty this is. This smells incredible. Okay, I want to eat it. That's not good.
Yeah, just a little self-care thing. Just, a little thank you for having me on.
Oh, I appreciate you.
You're really gonna
breath of fresh
putting me
air.
out there. So yes.
So is this like just a spray, like
Yeah.
little? Okay, cool.
And then that's like a little body butter.
got me
when
so
you're, when you're in the shower, you just rub. I don't know if it's on during or after.
Oh,
but I
what?
love.
Oh,
It's like a little bee. Yeah, it's so cute, right?
Oh my god, it totally smells like chocolate.
Girl, it makes your skin so smooth. I'm not even lying.
Oh, Pongo, is that true? Thank you so much. This
You're
is
so
gorgeous.
welcome.
And then the wrap I can wear it on my
Yeah, as a
hair.
head, yeah.
I probably need it because I am definitely putting the hot mess today. I just got off a plane and I'm looking crazy. And I just really appreciate Stacy seeing me in this state. But
Stop! You look
she's
freaking
a mom,
gorgeous.
so we know how this goes.
We could look a lot worse. Okay.
Don't look
Be
at my
glad we
shoes.
didn't come like that.
Took a shower. No, I didn't. I lied. I didn't even take a shower. These
A
are some
bird bath,
clothes.
right?
This is why I have the spray. She totally knew I was coming. See, I'm just going to lush it up right now. Okay, now before I actually let you go, I wanted to talk about something serious and what brought this along and how it kind of solidified the fact that you wanted to do self-awareness and tactical protection, right? Pretty protected, pretty much. You were assaulted about 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. Please share with us.
Okay, so I was sexually assaulted about 15, 16 years ago. I don't remember the exact time frame because I had blocked it out for so long. I was 19 or 20. I wasn't 21 yet because I couldn't buy alcohol, but I was drinking alcohol, right? And we were at a house party. Sorry, this is like my first time. Well, this is not like this is my first time speaking out about it publicly. Okay, I'll get to that part. So we were at a party and we were drinking, obviously, and it got to the point where I was drunk, and I recognized that. But like at that time, I was young and dumb, and I had been drinking, but I had just had that feeling like I just want this feeling to go away. So it was a house that I had been at many times. I was comfortable there,
Right.
And I'm just to myself. I was like, I'm just gonna go lay down. I'm gonna go lay in a room, and so I go. And
So you were by yourself. You went and you laid
yeah,
down.
like I didn't even tell.
You're like, I
I
just
didn't even tell my sister. She's not really my like best friend,
Right.
cousin sister. I didn't tell her. We was all partying, and we were all like everyone who was there was like our circle of friends. So I thought,
they were trusted.
yeah, and that's not to downplay everybody who was there. I'm just speaking specifically on this one person, and so I go in the room and I'm totally faded, and I lay down, and it's that drunk where like you just lay down and like
Everything's spinning.
Yes, you know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No,
I'm just kidding. Shush your face, R&D. Why are you making those eyes at me? No.
What's that?
Right?
Okay.
No, I just heard about it.
Okay.
Is that
Right.
what happened?
Yeah, exactly. So I am laying down, and as I'm laying down, I just hear the door open, and then I heard it close. And there was a guy there that I was like semi-talking to. So a part of me had thought,
It was.
yeah, like consciously maybe that it was him coming to check on me. I'm laying there, and I instantly feel a hand go up my shirt. Woo.
We can stop any
No,
time,
I'm
babe.
good. I'm good. This is something that I have been wanting to get out for a long time. And I instantly knew that it wasn't who I thought it was. I didn't know who it was. I just knew it wasn't who I had thought it was.
Mm-hmm. And you were so
Yeah.
debilitated.
It was
you couldn't really
it was one of those
move.
things, like when being drunk and like consciously that it shouldn't be happening, but your body just is froze.
Yeah.
And I knew.
I mean, everything's spinning as it is
Yes.
as well.
So the hand goes up my shirt, goes down my pants. He's down there.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And he violates you.
he gets on top of me and he starts kissing me. And I remember it being wrong. And I remember, like turning my head away because I didn't want it. And I just remember, I just remember the smell
Like,
of his breath. I still smell that. And
you were trying
will
so hard to
never-
fight without, but
I just couldn't move. I just knew what was happening is not what I wanted to happen.
Right.
It's not who I thought it was. And I just could not believe
That it was
couldn't believe
happening.
it. And it was seconds. It was like probably it was so short. Thankfully at that time,
You did have a bunch of people that knew you that were there.
so somebody walks in.
Oh, thank the
Yes.
Lord.
He walks in and
That's it. And
he walks in and he flips the light on, and I just heard him say, like quietly, "Oh shit." Like he knew he walked in on something that was not okay.
supposed
And he just goes, "Man, get the f*** outside."
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Get your fucking ass outside." And like instant sober, he just jumped off and just like I remember him walking out the room with his head down. And like I just remember the guy being like, "What the fuck is wrong? Get the fuck outside." And so I'm sitting there and like I sit up and I'm just like, what the fuck just happened?
Right.
What do I do? Do I tell somebody? Do I report it? Like what? I don't know. I don't know what to
Right.
do.
While you're still in your state
Yeah.
as well.
So then my people come in and check on me, and they're like, what happened? And I tell them, and they're just
tissue,
like,
babe, please.
And they're just like, what the fuck? And so what had happened was the guy who called him outside basically beat him up.
Oh,
Beat him up.
Yay.
The house was like it was like a really nice house. It was like overlooking, it was like a cliff. And
Thank you, Dee.
Thank you so much. And I remember people being like, when they came in to check on me, they were like, what the fuck happened? Like, just trying to throw the thing. And I'm just like, and I remember, his name is he,
shout out to you.
I always have love for him and his family. And and he, I want to say he's back in Tonga. So
well, when we come visit you, thank you so much.
He knows us all love. We actually reconnected after this whole thing came out, just briefly, just to check in. And yeah, he's good. We're good. And they were just like, and I remember the guy who had did this to me, his mom had passed away. And so I remember the guy being like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You have sisters. Your fucking mom is in the grave. And you're going to go and do some shit like this? And that was that. And I remember like sitting on the edge of the bed, and I'm just like, what do I do? Do I talk? Like, do I tell somebody? And I don't know.
But,
if
and
like,
it didn't even come out until this same predator.
Yes.
End up.
Well, what wasn't crazy? What was crazy after that was that I saw him again after that. Like, he still came in the circle of people, and I saw him again after that, and like nothing ever happened. What's up, Stace? You good?
No.
Yes.
How did you not stab this dude in the face?
And I'm just like, what? But you know what? I don't know if that's like something that.
But you were also trying to hide.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was when I ignored it, and I would see him after, and it would always be that, what's up? Or like a hug. And I don't know why I just did it. I don't know why. And I'm sure there's people going to be like, well, you hugged him, you saw him, you said hi.
No,
no, you don't understand
right.
like what it is that goes on in here after that happens to somebody. And for anyone who like sits there and says like, oh, you're lying, man, it's just like, fuck you, because you weren't fucking there.
Right.
You didn't fucking go through it. And you don't know what the fuck happened. So don't sit there and say that
until it happens to you, you don't know how you would react.
Exactly.
We can sit here and talk about everything that we coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Right.
But until it actually happens, then you know
right.
how you are going to feel about it, and how what you're going to do.
Right. It's like my situation could have easily ended up a lot worse had Tokes not walked in.
Yeah.
And so I'm forever grateful for that moment of him just checking on me.
And so in a way, do you feel that you were just grateful that it didn't go any further?
Oh, for sure.
So you were just trying to forget about it.
Yeah. Probably.
And move on.
Yeah.
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 And at the same time, whereas I know a lot of us victims, right, when you are assaulted, and I mean, this goes for, majority is women, but men are also assaulted as well. Do you feel some kind of fault? Do you feel guilt that you might have done this to yourself, which is the worst part, right?
For sure. There was definitely questions of like, well, that was your fault, you got too drunk, or that was your fault, you weren't paying attention to who was around. That was your fault for being too trusting.
Yeah.
For sure there was thoughts like that. And so after, like, years had gone by, outside of the people who were at that party, only a few people knew.
Right.
And it was in November, the end of October, beginning of November of 2019. I woke up one morning and I had a message on Instagram from a girl that I don't talk to very often, but we're like, I love her. Like, when we see her, it's family. Yeah. So and the message just said, "Hey, are you busy?" And I read it and I was like,
yeah,
you
got to talk to me about something.
Yeah. So, but that was in the morning. I was like, all right, let me get my day started, then I'll hit her back. As I'm getting ready, another person messages me and is like, hey, look at this. And so they send me a screenshot. I don't have Facebook, so they sent me a screenshot of what was happening on Facebook, and
And
I actually
shit hit the
hit the fan. And if it's okay if I can share,
Please do.
Because I've had it in my phone because it's something that I had been wanting to
share.
Yeah, to share and talk
thank
about.
you for sharing it on Everyone Loves Lulu.
Of course. So, before even coming on the show, I had reached out to the mom and the daughter to ask permission to even speak on this, and they are okay with it. Obviously, I'm not going to reveal their names, but
Right.
this is what the mother had posted of the girl. It says, "Listen to your kids when they tell you they don't want to go around someone that you're close with. He was like a brother to me. He stepped in there when my husband passed away and acted like a father figure to my kids. My daughter was so angry with me, and I didn't know why. Instead of telling me what had happened to her, she distanced herself from me. This past weekend gave her the strength to come out and tell her story. I know this topic is awkward, and polys don't tell their story, and this topic is often brushed under the rug. Tonight was the first night I confronted this rapist, and he denied it. I asked his wife to please ask him what he did to my daughter, and don't let him lie about it, because everyone knows you've done this when you were younger. But I can't even come to terms on how you can be so close to us and turn around and hurt my child like this. Her story is coming out, and I ask anyone who ever had this happen to them to tell their side of the story and put an end to this polys brushing it under the rug. It's got to stop, and my daughter needs justice. You need some help, you sick bastard." So that was what I was sent. And as I was reading it, I knew it was him before I even got to the name. And when I got to the name, I was just like, oh shit. Like he took it further. He raped
actually
his niece.
completed.
Yes.
And his niece.
Yes. So then this is the post that the daughter had put up. She said, "I will no longer continue to be silent. I refuse to sit and act like a victim. Being raped, sexually harassed, etc. is something to be talked about and to be heard for. I am disgusted that these things happen to me from someone that I always ran to every single time things were going bumpy in my life. Somebody that was supposed to be a brother to my parents. You really are a disgusting human being. I do not know how you can go on with your life knowing what you did to me. You're a coward, and I hope I get the justice I deserve. You told me that you wanted to be a father figure to me and to my brother. You named your daughter after me, you sick-ass human being.
Oh my God.
You have 5 daughters, and it scares me to think you may even be doing that to your little girls. You need help. I refuse to be silent and act like nothing happened when really it happened. I just want to know why you did that to me. How you thought it was okay to do those disgusting things while you knew I was asleep from being faded from kava. Not only once, but twice. If anybody else is going through these things, don't be afraid to speak up, because chances are you're saving someone else's daughter from these things."
Oh my God.
Then there was one more. Actually, yeah, I don't need it. It's just, those were the two
Really
main
impactful.
ones. And like, as I'm reading these, it's totally bringing back what
Right.
I went through, and it's bringing back guilt of if I would have said something.
Could you have
but then
prevented?
but then at the same time, it's like, if I would have said something back then, I totally would have been shunned by the community of like, oh, you little slut hoe skank, that's what you get, you asked for it type of shit, or like, you're lying. It's just
Well, and that's very true how the mom had talked about us Polynesians, Pacific Islanders. I want to even take it that far. We tend to sweep shit under the fala, right? Under the mat. Like, we don't talk about it because it brings shame to the family.
Yes.
We automatically think that it is our fault.
Right.
And then we're silenced. Nobody wants to bring light to it. But there's so many, and a lot of the time, I think we forget that it's not a stranger who sexually assaults.
I want to say when I had looked into it, it was 80% of women who are sexually assaulted are assaulted by someone they know.
Yeah.
And I think it might even be 90% now. And
That's sick.
Not many of them are prosecuted.
Of course not.
At all.
Because
And
because I wonder though how many victims actually come out and actually say something.
That's another thing. there's never going to be a definite number to go off of because so many don't come forward.
Right.
And that was another thing about this whole situation. So as this was coming out, I'm just like, what do I say something? Do I tell my story? As I was thinking
at this point, did your partner know about?
He knew. Okay, so that was a whole nother thing because he knew about it, but I never went into detail. I would just be like, oh, something happened to me, but somebody walked in and that was that. So when this came out, he didn't know how to comfort me because I was angry, I was emotional. Not only that, but I think I was like semi postpartum. I was 4 months after having that traumatic ass car birth. I was super sick. I think I had COVID at that time, which was before we even knew what it was. I was just like on my deathbed, and
gosh.
I was
and all this shit was happening.
I was in Arizona, and I was breastfeeding. I was still nursing, and thankfully my mom, I was visiting my mom at that time, so she was able to like hold down my kids.
And while you were
this
going
all
through
came
everything.
out at the same. Yeah, and so he didn't know how to comfort me, and I whenever it would come up, he would just be like, why are you so mad about it? Like you said nothing happened. I'm like, it fucking did. Like I would get up. And so finally he was just like, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't know. And it's crazy because he's beyond supportive of my business. But when I told him that I would start talking about that more, he actually unfollowed me because he just doesn't. It upsets him to the point where he wants to do something about it. And it's just like...
Especially as your protector, as your partner, which I completely understand.
Because, and at first I was like offended, like, you don't want to support me and like what I have to say. And he's just like, you don't get it. He's like, I can't go back in time and change it. But he's like, but hearing that just makes me want to...
find this dude.
Yeah, and do something about it. So... as that was happening, another girl came forward.
Wow. And so the list of victims just keeps...
her story happened before me. And so...
Was she raped
I want to say...
Sexually
it was
assaulted?
like... No, each time it escalated. I want to say she was molested, then I was assaulted, and then the girl was raped. I don't know if there was anyone else in between. As far as I know, nobody else came out. But the fact that the mom sat there and said, like, well, we know that you've been like this kind of thing. And that was another thing that triggered me because, I ended up typing out my story. I sent it to the mom. I gave her permission to post it on Facebook. And at that time, that was huge in the Tongan community in Arizona because he was a Tongan guy who did this to Tongan girls. Then my story comes out, and it's like now there's a Samoan girl whose family is
and
pretty,
then he seems to have an MO of taking advantage when they are they are inebriated, right? Or just they can't fight back.
Right, yes. And then like
coward.
It's crazy because, as someone who goes through this, there were so many stages of anger, but there was also a part of me that felt sad. Like, did something happen to him to make him like that? But then it's like, no, fuck that.
Right?
Like, there's no excuse. Yeah. There's no excuse. So like I sent my thing to the girl, and then she posted it, and it was just like, are we almost time's up?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry, so
we're wrapping it up, but this is a great way to wrap it up.
So then I messaged my family because my family didn't know. And I'm just like, okay, it was already out on Facebook. I was like, okay, guys, this is what happened. I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm able to talk about it. But, this came out about this girl, and I want to tell my story to
and you
help
didn't
her,
realize how much it affected you.
Oh, yeah, it still does. And that was another thing because there was people, I was, as people were sending me what was being said, a lot of the messages came from people who were at that party that happened to me. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry this shit never happened to you. And I'm just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You were there. You were there when you knew how he was. You still let him in your circle. You still let him around your family. And I really went through a lot of anger with that. Then it kind of got to the point where it was just like, that's a guilt that they have to live with too, and I'm sure they do, and I let that go. So
good on you, because that's years of therapy.
It really is.
Girl, that you were able to resolve within your circle. And I mean, thank God that you have just a great support system. Absolutely. And your babies that you get to look at, and it didn't stop you from moving forward and progressing in your life. And that's another
thing is like things like that, it goes one way or the other for women. And I'm just glad that I'm able to use my story to help others, possibly. I don't know what.
Yeah, and now you get some really freaking cute tactical weapons, to protect yourself with. But thank you so much. And I am so grateful that you were able to share that with us.
Thanks for letting
that
me.
takes a lot, and for getting the rug up and getting all that out. Thank you.
Now it's out there.
Can't take it back now.
Nope.
No.
That's all good.
What was his name again? Where does he live? P.O. Box? Because we about to...
He on the run. Don't worry. He hiding. Last I heard, he's hiding.
I mean, from Pongo alone, that dude better 180 his ass for sure. Well, thank you so much again. Okay, before we shut down, I want to... How do we get your product?
Okay, so I'm on Instagram. My name is Glamtactics Self-Defense, and then my website is glamtactics.com.
Woohoo!
Yay.
Because you
Real simple.
launched, you took a break for a little bit to kind of recalibrate.
Reset.
Reset. Because I loved how you said it. I was like, I did everything wrong because I didn't know about business.
Nope.
And then I was like, let me stop and do it. And
Yes.
you learned so quick.
Oh my gosh, you had to. I had to. In order to, once I started taking it serious, then it took a different turn. So.
Yeah. Awesome. And then you have your website and
Yes.
you're still selling your product. And I was stalking her because after Mata gave me my gift for my birthday, I wanted to share it for Mother's Day especially. And I was stalking her. I was DMing her. I was harassing her.
And I was out at that time too. I know.
I was like, girl, do you have any more? Because I want to give this as Mother's Day gifts. And that's when you had
So
told me,
many, so many
"Girl,
women
stop,
stock
we're
up.
doing-"
Yes, so many women stock up for gifts. Yeah,
They're great because they're not only, I mean, you can have any weapon. Like I told you before this, I have my,
Right.
kitchen, one of my kitchen knives in the car with me under my pillow. No, I'm
Okay.
not psycho at all.
Not at all.
But now they're masked. Like you don't really know. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, what's that? And then you get,
It's like, oh, shoot.
stabby in the face. Get stunned in your groin area. I don't know. Like we get creative around here. But thank you again. So Glamtactics, everything for all your handles.
Yes.
And you actually are taking orders right
Yes,
now, right?
I'm open. Yep.
Woo! And make sure that you are also doing your own self-education. Don't take our word for it. Don't take Stacy's word for it. Find out your surroundings and how to use your fun new glam tactics, because you don't want to be in the situation and then not know how to actually use it.
Right.
So teach yourself, and please stay safe out there. Yes. It's me, your girl, Miss Lulu, the beautiful Stacy from Glamtactics. Until next time, always be healthy, see, hear, and speak love. Everyone loves Lulu. Mwah, mwah, mwah.